This video is sponsored by CHIRP. Okay, so a lot of you have been asking us, what are your favorite travel must-haves from Amazon?
No one's ever asked us that question.
Okay, nobody has ever asked us that, but we really like watching those videos on YouTube. We found so many cool items from watching those, so we thought it might be fun to make our own. Hey, welcome back to Top Flight Family. My name is Carmen Joby.
I'm Sir Joby.
And we're excited to share with you our travel must-haves from Amazon. So one thing you may notice is that some of these products do not look shiny and brand new. And that's because these are the actual items that we travel with on every single trip. So if they don't look super shiny, super brand new, that's because we didn't just buy them to make this video. It's a testament to how well loved and how well used they are. So just wanted to let you know that ahead of time.
So all the items that we're going to talk about today are going to be linked in the description below. The first thing we're going to talk about is our fanny packs, or I guess side bag.
Sling, waist bag, belt bag.
There's times where you will have these small little things that you want to keep really close to you, sort of like a passport, hand sanitizer. The one that I chose is this sort of sling bag. So it's not like a fanny bag, and it's really thin and has a lot of compartments. And the good thing about it, it's not bulky, so you can just put it around this way, and you can even have a zip-up jacket and it can go right under it. So everything that you need, that personal stuff, is right here, and it's nice and slim, and I really love this bag.
So my pick is this Adidas fanny pack or belt bag. I like it because it's super light, you know, it's like this really light nylon. It's kind of cushioned also, so it's not too thin, and it has a big compartment in the back. It has a smaller compartment in the front, so it's just really easy to keep things organized. So traveling with a fanny pack is a must in our opinion. Now the other thing that's a must if you fly carry-on only like we do, and we highly recommend that you do if you want to learn how to do that even when you're traveling with kids, I'm going to link below to that video. We have all about it. So if you are going to fly carry-on only, I think it's really helpful for your personal item bag to actually be a backpack, because it's so much easier to be hands-free when you're traveling. If you're carrying, you know, like a tote bag or a handbag, ladies, you know, you got to like have one hand free to kind of like adjust it on your shoulder, and I just think it's kind of a pain. So my favorite backpack for traveling, and it's made an appearance in our previous video, is this, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but
Fjallraven, Kanken.
book bag. They're pretty ubiquitous. I mean, I'm sure you've seen these all over Instagram. They're very popular, but they're popular for a reason. One of the things I really like about this bag is that it opens up completely, and the inside is kind of like a perfect, you know, rectangular box. And so that makes it super easy to be able to pack a lot in there. In other words, it's like you're making the most of the capacity. There's also a laptop sleeve, which is nice. And then also it's made of this really thin and light canvas material, and it's kind of designed to get worn over time. So it has that kind of broken in look, and it's held up really well. So even though the material seems really thin, it's extremely sturdy. So I'm just a big fan of this backpack.
The next item is packing cubes. This brand is called Shacke, and it comes in about 4 different sizes and different colors. So these work really well because we travel carry-on 97, 98.
Whenever possible.
As much as we can. And it really helps you just compact all your clothes and makes things easy to pack and unpack. The zippers work really well. And it comes with a laundry bag also.
Now we actually have a whole video that shows you exactly how to use packing cubes, so I'm gonna link that down below if you're not very familiar with this yet. Okay, so as you guys know, we are visiting 21 resorts in 2021, which means that we spend a lot of time at the pool and the beach.
A lot of time.
And if you are spending that much time at the pool and the beach, you definitely need a good beach bag, and that's where this one comes into play. So obviously a lot of the resorts that we stay at do actually provide you with a beach bag, which is nice, but they can kind of vary in like size and capacity. We have a lot of stuff, you know, we have 2 kids, we have all of our camera, video gear that we have to kind of drag with us everywhere. So I wanted a super spacious bag that was, you know, fairly neutral in color so that it, you know, doesn't really matter what we wear, it's not gonna clash. And this one is fantastic. So this one is from Amazon, really inexpensive. It's got a zipper, which is nice. A lot of beach bags don't have that. And it's also got pockets on the sides, which makes it really convenient.
Another item on our list are goggles for the girls, kids goggles. The regular goggles that we've had before, seems like they break kind of easy, and these are like easy for them to put on and take off. It has sort of an adjustable strap in the back.
And I think the biggest thing is that they're like a scuba shape, so they feel like they could see so much better out of these.
Yeah, so these things have been great. They really love these.
So another item that we never travel without is a phone stand, basically a stand for our smartphones. And so this one I particularly love because it's actually foldable and collapsible, so it can fold totally flat. And it's also very adjustable, so you can kind of adjust the angle, which is helpful. So this is really nice, especially if you're watching a show on the plane. You don't have to hold your smartphone in your hand for the entire flight. That gets really tiring. Also, because it's a stand, it gives it a little bit of lift, so you're not like, bending down looking at the phone, just laying flat on your tray table all the time. So this one is definitely a must-have. Okay, now of course, if you're gonna be watching a show or a movie on your phone or listening to music, you need earphones. AirPods are really a must for me. I have kind of the old school AirPods. Serge has these fancier ones that are more noise canceling. I find that AirPods are just so convenient because they're so small. It fits so easily in my pocket or my fanny pack. And so yeah, that's a must-have.
Sony headphones. These are noise canceling. They work perfectly. There's always a screaming baby on a plane. I don't care if you're flying first class, all the way back in economy, it doesn't matter. There's gonna be some noise that you don't wanna hear.
Some loud talker.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how much you pay for your seat. There's somebody gonna be a little loud and you just don't wanna listen to them. So these headphones work perfectly. These headphones are a must. I take them everywhere we go. And yeah, these are the best headphones right now for me.
So I too have a pair of noise canceling headphones.
Yeah, she does. So
Serge
these
makes fun of me
headphones,
so much.
these
for the ones I
headphones were good. They used to be really good. We bought these headphones maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah, so they're like those old school Bose headphones that the businessmen would wear back in the 2000s. Listen, they still work. I mean, it's a testament to the brand.
They work. No, they work, but they don't work as well as what's happening.
They're vintage.
And you have to take the battery out and like plug it into the wall. So you
That was before USB.
Yeah,
USB chargers were not a thing.
Yeah, there's no USB chargers.
Okay, here's a really important travel hack when it comes to flying. You should always be prepared with your own entertainment just in case the in-flight entertainment system goes down. So it doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. And sometimes it's just the in-flight entertainment system at your seat. But if it's a full flight, they can't move you anywhere. So you're stuck with this broken screen. Or sometimes the in-flight system can go down across the whole plane. I feel like we've definitely been on a flight where that's happened. Okay, so before each trip, we make sure that we download a bunch of games, movies, TV shows to our devices ahead of time. And then I also really like downloading audiobooks to listen to on a flight because it's a way to pass the time, but then also feel kind of productive. And my favorite way to listen to audiobooks is by using CHIRP. Now, CHIRP is not affiliated with or owned by Amazon, but it's a fantastic service that offers limited time deals on digital audiobooks, sometimes as much as 95% off. The books are yours to keep, and unlike many other audiobook services, there's no monthly subscription fees or minimum purchases. I especially love audiobooks when it comes to business or personal development books. Modern Mindfulness is a great book to read if you want to calm your mind and increase your focus. It's regularly $19.99, but right now it's only $2.99 on CHIRP. And I'm also loving You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I had actually read this book before in print, but the audiobook version is even better because Jen is so funny in like this really sardonic way. She's such a great storyteller, and that audio format just really brings the book to life in a whole new way. You can get your first book for 50% off if you use the promo code TOPFlightFamily50. Okay, we'll include the link and the promo code in the description below. So even if you're not a travel creator like we are, chances are you probably want to get some nice photos and videos of you or your family when you travel. So one tricky thing is, how do you get everybody in the photo if there's one parent or one person in the family that's the main photographer, which in our case is me. So that's where you need a tripod. So I'm gonna show you some of our favorite tripods. So this is kind of like our main travel tripod. It's really lightweight. You can see it collapses to a very manageable size. We can easily just plop this into our beach bag or a tote bag, but it can actually expand to get pretty tall. So this is really great, and it's just an easy way to get everybody in the shot. Okay, so in addition to kind of a full-size tripod, it's also really useful to travel with a mini tripod like this because you can just kind of like put it on a tabletop and get everybody in the picture. I also particularly like this one because it has these bendy legs, which means that you can actually attach it to all kinds of things like a tree branch, a staircase railing, a handle of a door. Okay, the next one is not really a tripod, but it's also bendy. And this is this really cool like suction cup mount that we got for our GoPro. I basically ripped this off of like Av Geek video makers. So all of my aviation geek YouTube channels out there that we love to watch. I definitely saw that a couple of you have this kind of setup.
So if you want to get those really cool takeoff and landing shots, you just stick this on your window and you can get all these really cool shots. And another thing, this is good for road trips.
Yeah, so if you want to just stick this to your windshield and then you can get those cool like time-lapse shots of you driving to your destination. So this is those of you who like to dabble with a little bit of video, this is really useful. By the way, if you notice, we have a different setup this time. So we just installed this beautiful gallery wall behind us. So shout out to Alexi, handyman extraordinaire, who put this together, and then also our neighbor Emma, who for actually recommending him. So we're really excited. So sometime soon, we're actually gonna share some detailed shots of this on our Instagram. So if you're not already following us on Instagram, what are you waiting for? We travel with a ton of gadgets, camera stuff, video stuff, chargers, batteries, crazy amounts of cables, like SD cards, adapters, external battery, like it just goes on and on and on. One thing that I found really useful is this electronics organizer. I like the fact that it's really flat. You can see it has this really flat profile, so that makes it easy. I actually have like 4 of these. I usually travel with 2 of them, so that way it doesn't take up a lot of room in my suitcase or my backpack. But I like the fact that it has so many different compartments where I can put cables. It has larger compartments, smaller compartments, kind of elastic bands. So it's just like very versatile, and I'm able to fit a lot of stuff in here and always know where to find these tiny little things that I need.
All right, so the next items are battery chargers. When we're out shooting content, you need your battery, and the girls have their tablets, their phones. You know, if something runs out, it's like the worst thing. Each of us have one of these. So if the girls run out of battery, they're responsible for charging their devices. So we all label all of them. This is from Anker. This will probably give you maybe 2 or 3 full phone charges. So this is really good. And this one's
just so you know, the reason that we label them is so that there can be no fighting over who lost their battery pack, because if they're not labeled, we don't know whose it is.
Yeah.
Because that's happened in the past, where Sean's like, Ella lost hers, and then Ella's like, no, you're using mine, you lost yours. So
yeah, and then
this cuts down on the ambiguity. So parenting
and they can
hack.
lose them. They can lose them also. So if it's like, all right, this is Sean, so she knows that this is mine. Keeps people accountable. And this one is a little bigger one. This one is from Ravpower. We've had this for a long time, as you can tell. You can charge multiple devices also. So you can probably charge all of our phones and maybe a tablet twice.
Yeah, this is a super duper one. This is probably like on travel days you want to bring this, like on a flight, on a road trip. And then every day once you're at your destination, then you probably want to bring this one. But this is a big girl, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've watched any of our hotel room tours, which Serge is our room tour guy.
That's me.
You'll know that Serge's big pet peeve is lack of outlets. And it's particularly a pet peeve when you stay in a hotel that's a little bit more old school and they don't have any USB outlets, because these days, like, so much of our stuff needs a USB charger, right?
Or it's just a USB on one side of the bed.
Now, to combat that, one of my favorite things is this USB outlet charger thingy. It has 6 different USB inputs. And it doesn't actually come with these cables. I literally travel with it like this, where I have a bunch of, different types of USB charging cables already like pre-plugged in. And so it's great because when I get to the hotel, I just plug it into the wall, and then I can charge up to 6 USB devices in one go. So this is particularly useful for all those like little chargers you have for like the GoPro or this camera that we're shooting on, the Sony, to charge up the batteries. There's just so many of these like little devices that need to be charged up. And so yeah, this is super, super useful. Definitely a game changer.
The other thing that we have is a converter. And this one is really good. So it has all of the different countries on here. So if you wanted to do the UK, this pops out. Australia, it all pops out. And it has 4 USB outlets here. And this is really good, obviously, when you're traveling. And the other thing is, some of these things have outlets that change the voltage, but this one doesn't. But this one works really well for us, so this is good. We like this one.
Okay, let's move on to talking about toiletries. Now, when you fly carry-on only, toiletries is definitely the challenge, because obviously the TSA limits the amount of liquids that you can bring in. So the great thing about Amazon is that they actually carry a lot of travel size portions of products that you may not think come in travel size. For example, our favorite lotion is Cerave. It's the big one in the tub, but it actually is available also in this 1.89 fluid ounce tube. You know, obviously we can't carry that big tub around with us, but we're still able to use this lotion when we travel. Another thing that I really like in terms of toiletries is this travel toothbrush. I like that it folds compact, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. And then also when it folds down, it actually protects the head, which is really cool. So we always travel with these.
Mine is a little fancier.
Serge is very particular and passionate about dental care. Like, truly he is.
This is a Philips Sonicare toothbrush. It has different settings. It has this little case here. Let me put it in here. I've had this for couple of years now, and this works really well when we travel. So let's talk about toothpaste. So usually you see everyone with the little travel size ones, and it gets
like the teeny tiny ones.
Yeah, Amazon has this. This is actually 2.5 ounces. So this is good for a family of 4 for a week's vacation.
Easily.
It's right underneath that 3 ounce. So 2.5, this works really, really well.
Now, sunscreen, this is probably the biggest headache of traveling carry-on only. Like, there's not really a way that I found to be able to carry enough sunscreen for a family of 4 for a full week's vacation. However, at the very least, I like to have some sunscreen with me so that when we first get to a destination, we at least have enough to kind of apply. We'll buy a full-size one when we get there and we carry that around in our beach bag, but we'll keep like a smaller one in the room. You can actually get spray sunscreen even in a travel size. So this one is from Supergoop, and this one is exactly 3 fluid ounces. Obviously, this is not going to last the entire trip, but
a couple days, maybe a day or 2.
Yeah, but it at least gets you started. So this one is really good for the body, but for the face, I'm a little bit more picky. So I am Asian, so obviously I am a bit particular about skincare stuff, as you can imagine. If you guys are looking for a really good water-resistant sunscreen to apply to your face that's like very gentle, and also that doesn't have a lot of white cast, which is really the big problem with a lot of sunscreens, highly recommend this particular kind of Asian version of Nivea. It doesn't seem like it would be super water resistant, but it actually is. It works really well. When you apply it, there's almost no white cast. There might be a little bit, and then it fades after like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I've actually used it. It doesn't give you that crazy white cast that you don't want to see. So this brand works really well for that.
Also, it's just a PSA. Serge, it took him many years to accept this, but Black people need sunscreen too, right?
Yeah, sure.
Listen, for the first few years that we were traveling, Serge's like, nope, nope, don't need it, don't need it. Now you finally come around.
A little older now. So.
It's not just about sunburn, guys, it's about like skin cancer, so it's really important.
Yeah. The next item is lip balm with SPF in it. So this has SPF 50 in it. There's just days where you're out a lot and then, your lips get sensitive to the sun. So sometimes we just think about our arms and our legs and our back, but you should really...
you can get sunburn on your lips. Like,
yeah.
I've had it. You've had it. Like, it's not fun.
Yeah, so definitely this is good. SPF 50, keep reapplying, works really well.
So there will be some cases where there are certain products that you use or you want to bring with you on a trip that just don't come in travel sizes. When that's the situation, it's really important to find a good travel size bottle where you can decant your shampoo or conditioner or whatever it is so that you can bring it with you. I really like these particular bottles because they are expandable, which is really cool. So
it expands to 3 ounces.
Yeah, exactly. It expands to 3 ounces. I believe when it's collapsed, it's like 1 or 1.5. For products that you don't need to bring a lot of, you can kind of keep it squished down like this. Or for products that you need more of, you can fill the whole thing. And then as you're on the trip, as you use up some of it, you can kind of squish it down to the appropriate size so that it's not taking up that much room in your toiletry bag.
Yeah, that's good. So the next item are bug repellent wristbands. These are DEET free. They last up to 7 days. They're all natural. It smells like
pine or something?
yeah, I think it's like eucalyptus or something like that in here. So they come in a bunch of different colors. Kids like them. They just wear it. They don't always have to get sprayed because when on vacation, they're spraying sunscreen, they're spraying this, and then...
And all they want to do is just jump in the pool. So
yeah.
It's like, it's hard to get them to slow down to like, let alone do the sunscreen and then bug spray on top of that.
Yeah, so this is a good alternative for bugs. Mosquitoes, they love Sean. So she can put one on her wrist, she'll put one on her ankle, and then maybe we'll spray periodically, and these work really well. So the next item is Benadryl itching cream. If you're in the Caribbean or any other place, there's gonna be bugs, and your skin is not used to it, so it's gonna happen, and they're gonna be itchy, and it just really affects your vacation. This stuff is good, it's Benadryl extra strength cream, because you will get bitten. You know, some people don't get bit a lot, some people will, but you just should be prepared, especially if you have kids. You know, their skin is probably a little more sensitive. So we use this whenever they get a bite and they're feeling really itchy. We put this on their bites. All right, so this thing works really well. It's called After Bite. So you just take this little thing, kind of looks like deodorant, and you just rub it on the bite. Now, if your kid or if you've scratched and you actually like puncture the skin, this is gonna burn. You just gotta do what you gotta do. After you do that,
so are you recommending to apply it regardless?
yeah, just do it. Because you're gonna keep scratching, so just get it done, man. Rub that stuff off, put some Benadryl, and you should be fine. But yeah, just get it done.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, we're the Joby family. There's me, Carmen, my husband Serge, and our daughters Sean and Ella. We work full-time as travel creators, and we're all about inspiring families to explore the world together in comfort and style. We share tips on how you can save time, reduce hassle, and maximize comfort when you travel with kids. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Our family has set a goal of visiting 21 resorts in 2021, and Finest Playa Mujeres is the most recent one we've been to. Why resorts? We actually have a whole video that explains that, which I'll link below. I'll also link to our 21 resorts in 2021 playlist so you can check out all the other properties we'll be visiting. Okay, for the next section, we are gonna get into the less glamorous side of travel, which is
the real side.
Poop and gut related things.
Poopery. So instead of spraying the bathroom, after you used it, you actually put a couple sprays in the toilet before you
do your business.
Do number 2. So you spray it, and I guess it sort of like covers the area, and then it doesn't smell as bad.
Especially important on a family vacation, especially if you guys only have one bathroom that everyone is sharing.
That never happens to us. We have at least 3, 4 bathrooms.
No, I think a lot of times we have 2 bathrooms, but there are some trips where...
Yeah, the last trip we were in.
Yeah, the last trip.
There was one bathroom.
We all had to rock the same bathroom.
No, a couple sprays in the toilet before you do your business, and it makes the bathroom smell a lot better.
Okay, the next few items are kind of like mini first aid kit that we recommend bringing with you when you travel. And the first item is Imodium. So we actually did a sponsored post for Imodium a couple years ago, and my friends and my sisters clown me so hard for this. But you know what? The reason that I took the job is because we literally bring this on every single trip. And if you are an experienced traveler, you know that this is necessary. So I was like, listen, this is not the most glamorous brand. It's gonna be a little bit embarrassing. Some people are gonna be like, what are you doing promoting Imodium? But
I mean, everyone's had to use this at one point in their life. So
exactly.
It's
real travelers know.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Next thing is Nexium. So this is good if you ever get heartburn, or let's just say, for instance, a couple goes to a all-inclusive resort and you eat a little more than you normally eat. You drink a little more. Like, we would never do this,
Never. Especially not in our 20s.
After breakfast, you sit down and you have a beer, and then you have a couple more beers, and then there's more food, and then you're eating and you're drinking, and then you're gonna get heartburn. This really helps with heartburn. So this is good, and acid reflux as well. There's times where you'll overindulge a little bit, so this really helps with that. So the next thing is called Gas X. For some reason,
the biggest customer
Yeah, I've been using it for a while actually. You know what it is? It's like a busy travel day. Your stomach is just not settled yet.
This is you.
No, I'm telling you, after this video comes out, so many people are gonna be like, oh my God, Serge, I know you're talking about. All right, let's say you wake up 4 in the morning, you're traveling, your body's just not settled. You've probably been grazing the whole day, eating snacks and stuff like that. And then you eat like a big meal, then your stomach is just not ready for it. So you might get a little gassy. So Gas X, you take 2 of these pills and then it goes away. It's just like magic. This stuff is really good. Gas X, watch. The comments are gonna be like, oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So next, we're gonna share some items that make sleeping on a plane that much more comfortable. So the first thing is this travel pillow. So as you can see, it kind of like rolls up into a fairly compact shape, but if you actually open it, it's made of memory foam. Is that what this stuff is called?
I think so.
Yeah, it's made of like memory foam. Right now, I just unrolled it, but give it a moment, then it'll kind of fluff up. But it's great because it's so comfortable. And then also what I really like about this particular one is that it has these attachments so that you can kind of fasten the ends of the U shape together, which means that you can actually wear it sort of the other way around from how people usually wear travel pillows.
When I'm on planes and I fall asleep, what wakes me up is I feel like I do this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the worst feeling. Like that's why babies can't sleep through the night because they're scaring themselves. And another thing, there's like these little pockets here. If you have earplugs, you can put the earplugs in here.
I think when you buy it, it comes with earplugs, but over the years they've been lost.
Yeah, and I think you can clean this too. Like you can.
Yeah, it has a removable cover. So the other thing you really need to sleep effectively on a plane is a good eye mask, because the lights inside the plane cabin can go on and off at different times. Sometimes you have some obnoxious person opening the window when everyone else is trying to sleep. And so a really good eye mask is critical. So we particularly like this one because if you look at it, the inside, it has these molded cups. It almost looks like a bra. It's kind of like shaped like a bra. It has these molded cups, which means that the fabric doesn't lay flat against your eye, which can be really uncomfortable. It's kind of like a little bit away from your eye. So that makes it super comfortable. I just love this eye mask. I even use it at home, so perfect.
Okay, so the next item is a sleep blanket. Now, sometimes when you fly, you might be able to get a blanket. Like nowadays, you're never gonna get a blanket.
Yeah, with COVID, there's not a lot of that.
Yeah, let alone trying to get a soda, you know what I mean? You're not gonna get a blanket. So this blanket works really well. It travels nicely. It comes in this little pouch and it's pretty long too. So if I have it by my neck, it'll probably go all the way down towards close to my ankles, and I'm pretty tall.
But I'm 5'5", so it can completely cover my feet from, chin down.
Yeah, and it's really soft. It's way softer than an airplane blanket. Sleeping on a plane is a little challenging for some people, but this really helps.
It's made of this really soft material that's kind of like t-shirt material, I would say. So it's not very thick, but even though it's thin, it actually is much warmer than you would think it would be. But also it's like breathable. I actually also will use this at a hotel because I'm very sensitive to temperature, as Serge knows, when I sleep.
Yeah.
So if it's like a couple degrees too hot or too cold, like I'm up all night. A lot of times hotels won't necessarily have like a top sheet and a comforter, they'll just have the comforter, and sometimes I just get like overheat at night. And so I'll actually bring this travel blanket with me and use that as kind of like the layer that's closest to my body, and then that way if the comforter gets too hot, I could take that off and then I still have this. Okay, if you'd like to find out why we're visiting 21 resorts in 2021, just click that video right there.
So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.
And be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Top Flight Family.
Thanks for watching. See you at the next video.